Hi guys, Steph here. Now, you people that watch my videos on a regular basis, you will know that most of the pens that I review have been fully restored, they've been serviced, they're in full working order, they look absolutely gorgeous. And some of you will also know that I actually go out hunting for pens, looking for pen holes, and when we receive these pen holes, now unfortunately, in an ideal situation, when we get these pen holes, all the pens would be in full, well, in full should I say, yeah, and in good condition, but unfortunately they're not. Now occasionally what we find, now here's just a very small example. I have many pens that are actually just sat in storage. Now for one reason or another, there's a problem with the pen, and this is, as I say, this is just a tiny example, but just to show you, here we go. We've got a Valentine pen with the Valentine nib. Unfortunately, it's got a Conway Stewart nib. We've got a nice little Burnham fountain pen, missing the clip and the jewel. We've got a lovely Parker Victory Mark 1, missing the clip. Incidentally, if anybody's got a spare clip for a Parker Victory Mark 1, please get in touch, it'd be very much appreciated. We've got a Waterman 100-year pen. You can see the bottom section there is broken off, and it's in a rather sad state. Last but not least, a nice little Swan fountain pen. As you can see, the clip is broken off. So when we actually out and we're actually looking for these pen holes, a lot of pens have got issues with them. There's a problem with them. They're broken, something's missing, the nib's bent, etc, etc, etc. So what I actually do when I get these pens, I have a little bit of a dilemma, and being a pen collector as well as a pen restorer, my dilemma is I actually look at every individual pen, you know, before I actually start any work on it, and I decide to for myself, I decide, is it worth working on? Should I work on it to restore it? Should I just sell it as it is? Should I sell it as parts? Should I keep the pen as parts myself? Occasionally, you know, we're all looking for parts, etc. So there's a bit of a dilemma in deciding what we do with a pen. Now if I put these, just bear with me, let's put them to one side there. Now this dilemma I had with this pen here. Okay, now if I actually take you up to the, there we go, there's the barrel imprint, and it reads National Security, and then just underneath it reads highest grade English manufacture. So we've got a National Security fountain pen, and as I said a little bit earlier, the dilemma is, you know, I get the pen and I look at it and I sort of say to myself, what do I do with the pen? Sometimes, you know, in some people's eyes I might make the wrong decision, I might make the right decision. But in this particular case, once again, I got this pen, I looked at it and I said, right, what do I do with it? The reason being is if I take the cap off, and try and look over the camera and bring it nice and close, you'll notice there we've got a crack just to the cap lip. Let me just turn it round slightly, make sure it's nice and clear for you, but you'll notice it's got a crack to the lip there. And also you'll notice if I sort of turn it round, the cap bands themselves are a little bit on the worn side. Also, if we look at the pen, I don't know how clear it is on video, there's just some slight discolouring. So the fact that it's got some slight discolouring, you know, in some circumstances what I'd do is look at the pen and say, right, yeah, I can actually polish that out. But I got this pen, as I say, with the cracks. It may have had a clip to it, I do not know, but this is how it came to me. So I decided, well, the dilemma at this point was scrap it or use it. What do I do? And in this case, I thought, no, let's use it. So the fact that it's actually got the cracks in the cap lip, I decided just simply to leave that. I've not polished the pen. All I've actually done with the pen is giving it a little bit of a clean internally. I cleaned inside the section, I cleaned the feed, the nib, etc. I've actually installed a new sack in the pen, and what I'm going to do is try and find a new home for this pen. The fact that it's got this crack does not affect, you know, the cap actually screwing on. It's nice and tight. It doesn't affect the usage of the pen. So in this case, I decided rather than scrap it, let's use it. So if I unscrew it, there's the pen in different angles. Incidentally, one of the other reasons why I decided to sort of just simply get the pen serviced was actually the size of it. It's a lovely, large, oversized fountain pen. From the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, it's a lovely 141 millimeters capped. Around the barrel, it's a lovely chunky 14 millimeters in diameter. Yes, 14 millimeters. So it's a lovely large fountain pen, and I know there's people out there that like these large pens, that would appreciate it and would use it. This particular one, as I say, it's been fully serviced. It's a button filler fountain pen. Now you can see the button to the end there. So let's pop that back. In fact, what we'll do, let's leave that off. Let's unscrew the cap, and let's test it. Like I say, I've just finished this pen, so what you'll see is exactly what I will see. So to fill the pen, we simply dip the nib in the ink and we press on that little button there. So let's dip it in the ink. Okay, I don't know if you could hear that, some sort of bubbling noises going on, which is what we like to hear. Let's put the ink to one side. Let's pop the cap back on. So as I'm doing this, as I say, in this particular instance, rather than scrap it, I've decided just to simply service it, not even a polish. I'm going to leave it as it is. So I'm sure somebody will enjoy the pen as it is now. So let's just see how the pen actually writes. Let me just get organised. Okay, so we've got a national security fountain pen. Okay, what date do we date this pen? I'm dating the pen nice and simply around about the 1940s. It's actually writing absolutely lovely. I've actually just sort of heat set the feed a little bit because there was a little gap, so we've heat set it, we've smoothed the nib a little bit, but as it says on the barrel, made in England. Does it have any flex? No, it's actually quite quite a hard nib, so no flex in my opinion. But look at that, what a lovely writer. It's actually writing nicely, nice and smooth. I would say sort of maybe getting on for sort of maybe a medium line, but a lovely writer. If I actually let's just wipe some of the ink off the nib. Let's show you the nib itself. What you'll notice as well, the other reason why I decided that this one needs to be used, it's got a lovely large nib. It's got a lovely warranted 14 karat gold, first quality, and then to the bottom there's a number 2. There's a sideways view for you. It's got just a standard sort of ladder feed underneath there, as you can see, but a lovely large nib. It's lovely. So let's get the cap, as we say. There we go. Screws on nice and tightly, does not affect the usage of the pen, and as you've just seen, it writes absolutely lovely. So the question, scrap it or use it? In this case it's a use it, because what we'll do, let's try and find a new home for it. Even though we've got a little bit of cracking, it's still a very nice, and as I said, a lovely oversized fountain pen. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you people. Don't forget, down below, leave a comment, don't be shy. Have you subscribed? If not, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and as I say, let's try and find a new home for this lovely pen. And don't forget people, yes, we've still got the problem. Wherever you are, please stay safe. But for now, I'll just say bye bye for now.